everyone, how's it going and welcome back to my channel. So Crunchyroll actually just put a brand new anime film on their platform a couple of weeks ago. It's not totally like completely new. I mean, it did have a theatrical release in 2023, but it's still very recent, very current, and very awesome, and that movie is Suzume. Suzume was released in theaters this year, I think like around April or March, sometime a few months ago. And it drew in big crowds, as with any Makoto Shinkai film. He has really built so much of a hype towards his name. You know, this director, Makoto Shinkai, people see Makoto Shinkai and they want to go see his movies. So it definitely, drew in a big crowd. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to see it. I really wanted to go see it, and everything was just proving, otherwise. They were just like, you're not going to go see this movie in theaters. You're not going. And so everything, the world was against me, I guess you could say. I was really looking forward to it. But you know what? At least Crunchyroll did put it on their platform. So before I buy it on Blu-ray, which I definitely want to do, I had a chance to go watch it through Crunchyroll, and so that was pretty cool. So I'm pretty sure that not everyone has seen Suzume yet, so don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for any of you. I'll probably mention some general plot points, but aside from that, these are just my general thoughts on this magical film. Like, honestly, why did I go see this in the theater? Like, I kind of regret it. The world was against me that day. It just didn't work out. But yeah, Suzume is a film by Makoto Shinkai. And honestly, in my opinion, it was his most beautiful film yet in terms of visuals. I feel like the colors and everything that they used, they were so bright and vibrant in Suzume. And yes, there were a lot of colors in like Wuthering With You as well, and Your Name especially, so vibrant, so beautiful with those pinks and purples and everything. But for some reason, like Suzume just really took it up a notch and had so much more vibrancy, so many more colors, so many more awesome visuals, and his movies look great to begin with. But Suzume is definitely like, wow, you notice it right away. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at, and that caught my attention instantly. This movie takes you on a journey, and it's not like, it's really Suzume's journey, but you're on it with her. You really, really are. It's about this girl who one day discovers that there are portals being open in her town, and basically she and this guy have to go around closing these doors. Except next thing you know, as she starts to help this guy and become friends with this guy, he ends up turning into a chair thanks to this evil cat who looks cute but is definitely evil inside, like some other cute but evil characters that I know. So we have an interesting cast of characters, and Suzume herself is going through a lot. Unfortunately, her mother passed, and she's going through a lot of internal emotions, as well as having to deal with these portals and these, supernatural thing happening that she never knew. Like, all of a sudden, like, it's just thrown at her, and she has that. She's also going through kind of like having a crush. It's funny because as you first start watching the movie and you see Suzume on her bike and she sees Sota along her way, it's like love at first sight. And I was like, oh, I can see why you feel that way, because he isn't that bad on the ice. But I realized that the reason why I found him to be such an interesting character was because he reminded me of another very, very magical guy in another anime movie. I was like, it's that long black hair. It's just being magical and that kind of like attitude-y, kind of, not as charming. But then I realized, like, Sota reminds me of Howl. And that's why I liked him so much. I was like, Sota really reminds me of Howl. And the fact that Howl still has like a grip on so many people, like 10, 15 years later, is amazing. He is too powerful. Like, the fact that so many people are still in love with Howl, like, that says a lot. He is too strong for us. He really is. And so when I saw Sota, I was like, wow, he gives me like Howl vibes. Like, I guess the way he looks and stuff like that. And I guess when you think about it, there aren't really too many similarities, but just something about his vibe and the way he looked reminded me very much of Howl. So, you have this guy who's taken on this responsibility of closing these doors, which basically, these doors open like these portal things and can cause like earthquakes in Japan and cause destruction in Japan. And we need to close those doors so that there's no more destruction. I really, really like the storyline. And I think that this is Makoto Shinkai's most magical movie yet. And because of that, and because of the things that happen and the way he tells this story, reminded me very much of a Studio Ghibli film. And that is definitely a compliment. Like, I feel like with Makoto Shinkai movies, you know when it's Makoto Shinkai. You know, like, he has a very distinct way of storytelling. But with this movie, it really felt like heavily Studio Ghibli inspired, which is no problem with me whatsoever. Just an observation, basically. I was watching this and I felt like I was in the movie, and I felt like I wanted to keep watching because it really is a journey. You meet a lot of characters along the way, and they're all very memorable, and they all mean something to Suzume. And you feel like you're on this trip with her, meeting these characters, trying to find this cat, trying to help Sota, trying to save the world, trying to do all of that. And you feel like you're part of Suzume's trip, her journey, her adventure. And I absolutely really, really love that aspect of Suzume. The fact that you feel involved. And I didn't quite feel that way towards Weathering with You. I liked Weathering with You, but I don't know. Something about it would probably make it like my least favorite of those three films. I love Your Name, and I loved Suzume too. And honestly, I don't know between those two. I don't know which one I would pick. Maybe still Your Name, maybe. There's something special about Your Name. But Suzume is a close second. It has important themes, important messages going on. And like I said, I can't necessarily say too much just because I don't want to spoil for those of you that haven't watched this movie yet. But Suzume is a magical, magical film. It's beautiful to watch. It's engaging. It's cute. It's funny at times. And it's just magical. It's something about it that feels kind of relaxing, even though there is definitely danger, and about protecting others. Weathering with You was just about protecting our 100% sunshine girl, and we know how that ended, so I'm not even going to say anything. And I think that's what bugs a lot of people about Weathering with You, is the ending. But we won't get into that. But Suzume is more, I guess, selfless. It's more about, yes, grow yourself, grow into a better person, heal yourself, but also heal others around you, protect others around you. And I feel like that's a big difference from Suzume and Weathering with You. And that's why I preferred Suzume 100%. The storytelling, the music, the atmosphere, the visuals. It was just a pretty solid film. And honestly, it's one of my favorite anime movies of this year and probably ever. I don't know if you have seen Suzume yet. I am very curious to know your thoughts on this movie. Did you feel the same way? Did you like it more than Weathering with You or Your Name? Did you like it the same? Did you like it less? Let me know in the comments section. I want to know how you felt about Suzume. But Suzume is definitely that Ghibli movie that Studio Ghibli never made. That's basically Suzume. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Totally really appreciate it. Please like, share, or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me. And just thank you. And I will see you all next time. Bye.